Okay guys, everybody at the Toronto Electric Car Club, as well as Nissan Leaf Club and other Facebook electric car clubs in the Toronto area. We are doing another drive in a 2012 Fisker, and with us is Michael Cornacchia of Fisker of Toronto. Thank you so much, Mike, for arranging the drive for us today. We're doing this for many reasons, two of which are the main reasons are yesterday was a National Plug-in Day all over North America with events all over both Canada and USA. There was a meetup. Unfortunately, Fisker wasn't there, but they will be on our next meeting. And also the fact that one of our friends is taking delivery of his tomorrow, so we're definitely seriously considering, now that we have one electric car, to replace our second car with one of the extended range electric vehicles, and this is one of the most beautiful examples of one. So basically, we just want to show you the interior of the car, and Michael will be talking us through the interiors and the various gauges that exist on the dashboard of this wonderful car. Okay, Mike, so take it away. Maybe you can just explain obviously the steering wheel is a multifunctional wheel, right?
Yeah. So what you see on the left there is your audio and Bluetooth controls. To the right here is also audio for muting and all of your cruise controls. The front dash there, everything is, right now we're in stealth mode. As you can see, the top number that shows 63 battery is your total distance just on battery itself.
That's the upper gauge right here.
Exactly, yeah. And the bottom gauge with the number showing 466 is your total combined with gas.
Extended, okay.
Yeah, and you've got your gas gauge and battery gauge on the right hand side. The portion on the right there also that's in orange, that little bar that's hovering right in the middle now, dead center, will go from left to right as you brake and as you accelerate, showing you what you generate and what you use.
So on the left side is generating, on the right side is accelerating.
Exactly.
And so the battery usage, basically.
Exactly, yeah. Now if you give the left paddle on the steering wheel there a little flick,
this one here?
Yeah, you'll see the whole display. No, the
paddle one, yeah. This one here.
Then you'll see everything flips over to sport mode. So sport mode, essentially, you're not going to hear it now, but it will engage the generator motor once we start moving.
Okay.
So that's if you want a little bit more mid-range power, more performance. Right. Or if you're taking an extended trip, it's good to manage your car so that you're using maybe more sport on highway conditions and more stealth in stop and go conditions.
And it automatically basically uses both gas and electric.
Yes.
Simultaneously or parallel, basically.
That's right.
Both systems are engaged.
Not necessarily parallel, because parallel would imply that the motor is driving the car, but it's not.
Okay.
The motor is essentially just generating electricity.
Gotcha.
That's it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. So basically, I think we're ready to start. Then we have the central console. We have the stack here, which has the screen.
Yeah. The battery runs through the whole console. The wood is all reclaimed wood, which comes with a certificate once you purchase the car. Very, very simple to use. All your menu is right on the left, which is climate. Audio is right here, and then you've got your Bluetooth for your phone. You've got your navigation system just below that. And then you've got, this is called system, which basically more or less shows you exactly what's going on with the car, how many kilowatts per liter we are using. So you can see here, for example, we're about 27 kilometers per liter, which is not too bad given the fact that I drove all the way down here for the appointment on gas.
Okay.
So 27 kilometers per liter would equate to approximately, let's say, 3.5 to almost 4 liters per 100.
Okay, that's
right?
very, yeah.
Which is actually, believe it or not, for this car quite poor, considering like what most of my customers do are in the 40s, right? Depending on what you drive, right? So this will tell you exactly what your consumption rate is at and what you're generating and also what you're regenerating.
Okay. What is this total system power? How many kilowatts is the electric engine, and how many horsepower is the supporting generator, I guess? Is there like a combined system horsepower?
No, horsepower is actually in the car world only rated at what is propelling in the car. So I mean, the gas engine in the front is 260 horsepower, but that does not go towards the rating of the car's horsepower. So the car's horsepower, each electric motor in the back produces 102.5. So it's about 403 horsepower total.
400 horsepower total.
That's right, yeah.
Of the whole system.
Yeah,
right?
403, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay, excellent.
But the great thing about this screen here and the screen in front is that it can always be refreshed and updated, much like an iPhone. When when new software versions come out, colors can change. We can move a button from one corner to another corner if the customer feels it's better that way.
Custom configuration, basically.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, Sport mode always had a digital speedometer, and Stealth did not, and people always liked that. So then eventually they turned Stealth into a digital speedometer. So it's nice to know that your car can be refreshed for its life.
Okay, so basically we'll be able to switch modes between Sport and Stealth. So that's the two driving modes, the Stealth and Sport,
That's
right?
it, yes. And then you've got two hill modes, which is the right paddle, right here. And the hill modes essentially are like downshifting the car.
Okay.
So if you're going down a hill, the whole idea is instead of building momentum, you slow the car down, and you also take that kinetic energy and store it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or if you're off-ramping a highway at a high speed, and you want to reduce your speed without using the brakes and wearing out your brake pads, hill mode will take that. It'll do that for you, but at the same time, it'll do a second thing, which is recharge your batteries.
Okay, excellent. So I think we're ready to go. I'm going to hand you the camera, and then you can guide me through actually driving the car. So basically, obviously, I have to apply the brake to engage the gears now, but I don't even know where the gear engagement happens.
We'll flip back to Stealth if you want to start. We'll start off in Stealth mode right off the bat. And so as long as your foot's on the brake, all you have to do is go ahead and press one of the gears here.
So drive would be obviously
exactly
the same like in a normal car, except with instead of the Jaguar joystick or the Mercedes joystick here, it's basically just got a bunch of buttons. So you've got drive, neutral, reverse, and park.
Exactly.
Very straightforward.
Yeah,
so we're already in drive, and that's indicated here on the left side of the gauges of this speedometer, basically. So we're now back in Stealth mode, right?
We are.
And that's the indication is right here at the top, right there.
It'll tell you, yes.
Yeah. So you've got the classic. They are both digital readouts, but this one is more classic look, and then you also have this multifunction screen here, which indicates the speed and regular digital numbers.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So we're good to go.
We're good to go.
There's no parking brake on or anything like that.
No, I didn't engage it.
Okay, but there is an electronic parking brake probably
right where your left knee is.
Oh, I see. But and again, it's just strictly electronic, basically.
Exactly, it is. Okay. Yes.
All right. So I think we're good to go.
Okay.
We're again in Stealth mode, and of course the car produces. You can probably hear it. Now, especially as we enter this narrow laneway,
I'll roll the window down.
That's right. We'll be able to hear the electric sound that's being. There we go.
Yeah.
It's being artificially generated to warn pedestrians, and I think that's actually by law now, pretty much in most of North America.
I think it is. It also helps to earn a higher safety rating for the car, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly. So basically, we're just starting here near our office on King Street. We're gonna use some side streets. And this street here. So basically the sound disappears at around 30 kilometers per hour.
It does, yes.
Okay. The sound is here again. So in full stealth mode, and there's still... So the battery is charged. Does the car actually accelerate faster in this sport mode because of the charging?
It will, yeah. You shave off about a second off of your time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the stealth mode, what is what's the accelerated?
It's about 7 seconds.
7 seconds in stealth mode.
Exactly.
That's still amazing for a car that's how many
this
pounds?
5,300 pounds.
5,300 pounds.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're probably a lot more familiar, so go wherever you like.
That's right, exactly, yeah. We'll continue driving on Niagara Street because King Street gets busy, even though it's midday, but the streets do get busy. So we should, now that we've heard the sound, we can probably close the windows. How do you close the windows?
From there. Do that, yeah. You'll notice it's extremely quiet.
Exactly. This is, I think the point was to, in spite of the huge noise outside, the point was to show that the car is extremely silent inside. Now, the problem here, we've got a truck and a...
looks like we're good though.
You'll tell me.
We're completely good to fit.
Side.
Yeah, you got tons of room here actually. Yeah.
And I can hear the sensors.
That's the corner sensor in the front, yeah, so it'll tell you. You got more room here, actually.
Yeah,
yep.
It's engaged even when you're driving forward, which is a nice thing.
It's a very nice thing, yeah.
Because normally the sensors in other cars, the parking sensors, get engaged only when you put in the reverse.
Yes.
And there's usually no manual way to do it, so this is a nice feature. Because
I mean, downtown on my way here, sometimes when you get up to a red light every time pedestrians walking by, it can kind of, it can kind of be annoying, but you can shut it off right here just by one click of a button, and then you can not have the parking sensors for that moment.
And I mean, this is basically a large car. What's the length of the car? It's probably over 5 meters.
It's
right?
about, yeah, well, I'm familiar with inches, so.
All right.
It's about 197 inches, so.
Yes, it is it's about the size of a 7 Series BMW stretch version, probably, no?
Well, yeah, actually, it's about 4 inches shorter.
Shorter than the 7 Series.
Exactly, so if you're familiar with that car, then you have a good idea.
Yeah, and I mean, the acceleration, I'm used to the Mitsubishi electric car, which is a tiny little car.
Yeah.
And its acceleration is more than 10 seconds per 100. This one being 7 seconds, and probably momentarily we can also engage the sport mode to see what the difference is in that respect, and then to see if we're able to hear the engagement moment of the additional charger. So we're turning right here towards Bathurst. So again, we're just gonna straight here. And you can hear the amazing electric engine sound. It's very discreet, but very futuristic as well. So, maybe you can tell us about the mechanics behind the car. Like you mentioned already, there's a bunch of electric motors located in the back. And
yeah, there's 2 of them that run off of one differential. And yeah, so those are directly connected, of course, to the batteries in the back, right?
And it's the rear-wheel drive.
It's a rear-wheel drive car. Yeah, the car rides on 22-inch wheels, which is great for electric cars that have high torque. Then the interior of the one that we're in right now is a tritone leather interior. It's all genuine leather. This is the Eco Sport version. And the outside is a white sand color.
So how many different versions do you have? So there's
3
models, 3 models. Right?
There's 3 trim levels of the one model. So there's the Eco Standard, the Eco Sport, and then the Eco Chic. The Eco Standard is very much, a simple car. Just it's an animal-free car, so it has like a biosynthetic leather. And then when you go to the Sport, you add things like automatically you get genuine leather, you get navigation, backup camera, and also a couple of additional speakers in the car. So that's the main difference between the Standard and the Sport. And then the Chic